Welcome to Blank is Life, the podcast where we talk about what makes you tick. And I'm joined by my homeboy, the working team captain,
Yes, sir.
Owen Knight. What's going down, bro?
What it is, man. How's it going?
Man, I've been looking forward to finally getting to sit down and do this with you, bro.
I feel like this has been like a trying thing. We've been trying to do this for like a minute.
Yeah.
Schedules, oh my God, they shit.
And like, you know how many conversations about wrestling we haven't had because we wanted to save it for this?
I feel like we've had, exactly. We've had so many like good ones that could have been recorded. Mm-hmm. But it's okay. We here now. It's lit. It's lit.
But no, I wanted to start us off, man, by focusing on you. Tell me, how you got to the world of wrestling as far as, doing it and touring and,
I found
who got you into it?
I found professional wrestling. I want to say right around the time after my grandmother passed.
Okay.
I was 5 years old when my grandmother passed, and that was like the most like I don't want to say terrifying, but like dramatic, thing in my life that at that time.
My grandmother passed, recently, and it's, I can relate to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like seeing it so young, I was just kind of like, yo, what the hell? Mm. So like I would find like I've had action figures like before, like I've had wrestling action figures before she passed. And everything.
Did you have the wrestling ring too?
Not at first. I had like the jumbo size I had a jumbo size Kevin Nash in the NWO.
I was a big Kevin Nash. It's funny you say that because I was a big Kevin Nash fan.
I had the Undertaker, the motorcycle and the bike. I had
wow.
I had a couple of Stone Colds. Yeah, it was crazy. But like once she like left, I was just kind of like my innocence was kind of like I don't want to say gone at that moment, but it was just like
you grew up pretty fast.
I agree. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because after all this, it ends. You know what I'm saying? And I had to take my mind off shit like that. And it was like it really was wrestling. And I remember like I would like stay up like late. Like I'm talking about late to try to like sneak it to watch it. Yeah. And this is like when I'm like 6, 7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When did I really start? Yeah, right around 6, 7 was when our bedtimes and wrestling. Were
it always.
Time.
And that as I like got older, because like at first I started like I would watch it like on the like home videos. Mm-hmm. Like I remember one of my first ones was seeing WrestleMania 17.
The pay-per-view events.
Yeah, but it would be like the VHS.
Yeah, but when they put them out, but they don't put Raw is War out.
Yeah, they don't.
They would just put out Survivor Series and all that.
I think I got the WrestleMania 17, and I watched it like all through. Mm-hmm. And like I knew who they were, but like seeing it like at that moment, it was just crazy. That pay-per-view is, I think, to me, one of the greatest WrestleManias ever. You know what I'm saying? And it just stuck with me. That did, and WrestleMania 23.
Okay.
But as time got on, I started to like really get into it. I started to really I really want to do this one day, but I just didn't know how. And to be honest, I originally thought that you just like showed up to the headquarters, which at the time I was just like, you show up to WWE. You just go, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell that is. You just show up to WWE.
Well, yeah, but like the concept of working when you're a child is so different.
You know what I'm saying? Like now, you know what I'm saying? I look at wrestling a lot different then. But, a lot different now that you know what I'm saying? I look at it a lot differently than I did back then.
Yeah, because you're a wrestler.
Yeah, so back then, like, of course, as you're a little kid, you think about it a lot differently. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought you just show up to, the WWE, wherever it was at, and then you just be like, yo, flex, I'm trying to be a wrestler. And we'll give you be him, and then you go make millions.
It's your identity.
And you know what I'm saying? And as I got older, like as I like started to get older, I never really told no one I wanted to be a wrestler.
Why?
I just didn't. I just was like, I just knew I wanted to do it. And like, I remember I told my aunt when I was like 14, 15. I told her, I was like, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. And she looked at me and she was like, you serious? I was like, yeah. And she said, she thought I was playing. And she was like, well, what did she say? Oh, yeah. She thought I was playing, and she said, yeah, well, if you're serious about it, then, do some research on it. Like, study it. You got to know it. And literally from, like, throughout high school, like, when I started high school, I was, like, learning, like, the business of it. You know what I'm saying? That, the business aspect, like, the traits and different parts of wrestling. Because back then, I only knew of the, WWF, WWE. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know of a whole world of a ROH, a PWG, an indie world. I never knew anything about that until I like had to study. You know what I'm saying? And originally when I went, when I went to high school, I was going to go to OVW. I was going to go to OVW because my aunt was she made me put up a whole PowerPoint presentation about like.
Where she was like, if you want to do it, then show me.
Yeah. Like she really wanted. Like I had to look up all the schools in the 50 states. She wanted me to put a PowerPoint presentation like and show her like, yeah, this is what I'm trying to do.
Your family and my family could definitely get
like
along.
And then like my aunt was just like, and she'll tell you like if you ever meet her, she'll like. But when I graduated, she thought I was gonna be doing something else, and you know what I'm saying. She thought it was just a phase, but when I came to her 18, I was like, yeah, this is the school I'm gonna go to. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't end up going to OVW. It was actually me and my best friend at the time. We was trying to be a tag team.
And sorry, I missed what OVW stands for.
Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Okay.
Ohio, yeah. That's where she wanted me to go to where all, the people on TV. Those are her words. The people on TV, like Brock Lesnar went there, Randy Orton, Batista, Cena, Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, wow.
So she wanted me to go there. Mm-hmm. And I think it was because of like the price. The prices was kind of like ridiculous. And which, I mean, and the the time of it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, whoa. I mean, I was like a freshman. So I was like, oh man, I get time. And then, I met my friend, Kevin, and we he liked wrestling just as well. He wanted to be a wrestler too. And he was telling me about this school in Atlanta, in Georgia, WWA 4. And WWA 4.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, bro. And for what it was like way more ring time. It was a lot more rings than what the other schools was looking at. You know what I'm saying? What the other schools were
a school
offering.
To teach you how to wrestle, like how to wrestle on TV as opposed to collegiate or
the school taught you how to professionally wrestle.
Right.
The right way.
So they're right. So they're teaching you these skills that
the
you would
proper
need to
skills
be in the WWE,
yes.
etc.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes sense.
I was trained under Total Protection, Mr. Hughes, Big Cat. He was Jericho's manager back in like 01.
Oh, Y2J.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can look him
okay.
up and everything. Box fade. He'll tell you. He'll put himself over before I put him over.
If you have a box fade, that means you're official.
Yeah.
Off
Look,
top,
he had the shades.
top.
It was crazy. So I was trained by him, and throughout my high school, I want to say my 11th grade year. My 11th grade year, I came down here to do the training camp and everything, and then they had with my tag team partner at the time, and. Right after when we came back, I finished high school and everything.
Oh, so you and your tag team partner have been rocking for a minute.
Yeah, through high school.
Okay.
Like, yeah, through high school we were, because I met him when I first got there, and
that's
like
wild.
our bond was solely on like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like it was he loved John Cena. That was his favorite wrestler. His favorite wrestler was John Cena. My favorite wrestler is Edge. That's my favorite wrestler of all time.
Edge.
He's the greatest.
For real?
To me, he's the greatest of all time. No, I'm lying. To me, Edge is the greatest of all time. But if I had to pick a GOAT, and this would go on like tape, it would be Shawn Michaels.
I think that
Shawn Michaels is the greatest of all time.
I kind of agree with the Shawn Michaels thing, but I disagree because I think that the hardest working wrestler and the GOAT is Mankind.
Okay.
Yeah, Mick Foley, for real. Like I love.
We gonna talk about that because I love Mick Foley. That's dope. That's dope. So I met him. I'm finished. I know I'm be rambling. I'm sorry, man.
No. You could, but you were talking about your experiences with your tag team partner who you knew through high school at the Atlanta wrestling school. But real quick, you met Mick Foley.
Yeah, I mean, did I? No, I've actually never met Mick Foley.
Okay.
No, I've never. No. For a record, I've never met Foley. I love Mick Foley. I would love to meet Mick Foley one day. I've not met Mick Foley, but I was next to his daughter at a WrestleCon one day. She's really nice.
Is she bad?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, out of respect.
Respectfully.
But like, cause I turned and I looked and I was like,
look, man, we were
daughter?
all curious.
I think she asked me for a Sharpie. Yeah, I think she needed a Sharpie.
Hey, I bet you had that Sharpie though.
Yeah, of course I did.
All right, so now back to your experiences at the Atlanta Wrestling School.
Yeah,
WWA 4.
Yeah, I was trained under Total Protection, Mr. Hughes.
Box fake.
Yeah. And we and me and my tag team partner, that was our bond. Was professional wrestling. Like we would go to the live events that was in DC. I would go to his house to watch pay-per-views.
Hell yeah.
I watched WrestleMania when Cena wrestled The Rock for the first time. The first time ever. I remember at his house I watched that.
I can't lie. I was a fan, but I wasn't that deep in it at that point.
A lot of people weren't.
Because
when I started becoming a fan, a lot of like my older friends now was like, yeah, I stopped watching it back then. Around like 08, 09.
I can't lie, right. Yep, because right at the time that Stone Cold stopped and The Rock was huge and he was on like
in Hollywood. That was his biggest. He was getting on the Hollywood push.
Yeah, but not like when Stone Cold stopped. Like, cause Kane wasn't wearing a mask, which was weird for me.
Yeah.
This is before he was running for public office and shit. Like, and then like I don't know, like wrestling, it wasn't what I remembered.
Yeah, a lot of the OGs.
I had to check back in.
A lot of the OGs, they be like, yeah, I stopped watching around. Oh, wait. They always say, I stopped watching it when that John Cena. They always want to blame. They say they stopped watching because John Cena was on TV.
I thought
John Cena's
I had no problem with John Cena, man. But I had to get respect for John Cena because now I like the I can't feel my face thing, but I hated the rapping aspect.
Man, Cena could rap. I bought that album. That album was hard. That's not flex.
John Cena is such a cool version of Channing Tatum that I cannot. Oh my god,
that album was lit. That album was so lit.
We gonna give it to you off the strength of
not even just with the single. The single was that was not even a single. The last track, I can't even remember the name.
Hold on, these singles sounds like menu music,
bro. You are
like I feel
you are tripping.
Remember that game Midnight Club?
Yeah.
It sounded like that sounds like the New York stage.
Boy, when those goddamn trumpets come on, boy, Cena that dude, bro. Cena's that dude.
Oh,
and as a kid, bro, you would like you would pop for that.
Cena corny like Goldberg was corny. Goldberg was corny because he was in the WCW and he wasn't getting bloodied up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I thought he was.
That's a whole nother. I don't want to say Goldberg was corny. I did like Goldberg better in WCW, but it was just how they booked him.
But back to wrestling school.
Yeah, we can get on topic.
No, it's cool. Yeah,
so when we got that was our bond, and we were originally supposed to go, to like live down here together. We actually came down here to look up apartments and everything. It was me, him, and his sister. When we went to the training camp, my dad actually took me.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember we came back from here when we was looking at apartments, and we was going to save, stack money. And I graduated in 2012. So like the rest of 2012 going into 2013 was when we was looking to try to like come. So the rest of 2012 we was just stacking, saving money and everything. I moved down here May 13th, 2013. And I remember it was me and my brothers. I was still in DC. It was me and my brothers. And we was at the Wizards game. And
okay.
Right before I was about to leave, he was telling me he was having doubts about going. He just never would tell me like the real reason. I kind of like underlined it. He had a girl. He like loved her, and it was I don't want to say it's I don't want to say it's the I don't want to say it's the the same old I can't leave my girl type stuff.
He's cool. He had a girl. He was faithful.
You know what I'm saying?
Black ass nigga.
Bruh. So he says it, and I'm like, so. That's what I'm kind of thinking. So we're at the game. He texts me, and he's like, I was like, yo, so, like, are you coming? And
yeah.
I've always been the type of person that kind of, like, already know. People say it's, like, me assuming. But I kind of have, a gut feeling of what the answer going to be. Because if I'm asking you 2 days before we go, I kind of think, and you never say anything about it, I'm kind of like, nigga,
going.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? He's not going.
Yeah.
So he texts me. He was like, yo, I texted him. I was like, yo, are you going? And he said, no, I don't think so. So I was like, why? And he was like, because I'm afraid to fail. And like,
damn.
After that, I was just like, I didn't even text him back. I just was like, damn. It sucks because it was just like,
because like you
from the first moment we met, it was wrestling, and it was kind of like that.
You wanted him to have the same drive.
It's kind of like that dove, and it's just like, nah.
Yeah.
Boom. And then it's just like, you just killed my bird. You know what I'm saying? And then it was kind of like, well,
all right, then.
You kind of figured that it was going to be like that, but it was just like, well,
but
okay.
Hearing it is one. Like,
but hearing it is like, oh, damn, I didn't want it to be that.
Okay, so, like, unfortunately, he didn't join you on the rest of your journey, but...
So I said, fuck it.
Yeah, and then went for it, yeah.
I had no choice, bro. And the only reason I had no choice was because if I was my mom, I would never have let me leave the house at 18.
Mm-hmm.
If I was my mom, I would never let me leave the house when I was 18. And when my whole family, drove me down here. Like when he decided not to go, I told my aunt, and my aunt was like, "Do you still want to go if he's not going?" And I was like, "This is what I want to do." I was like, I cannot just spend all this time and effort and years into like loving something that I've always wanted to do to just say no because this other person doesn't want to go.
Yeah, this is me.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I gotta at least go try. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I feel like, nah, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna just stay here. And I'm gonna just, just always be like, tell my kids, like, yeah, I wanted to be a wrestler, but, I ain't never really actually tried to go do it. Because, Uncle Kevin, we was supposed to go and I just stayed. You know what I'm
Uncle
saying?
Kevin decided he wasn't with us.
So, your daddy said, might as well big back being bullying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, no,
that's not the way.
I told her, I was like, yo, I'm still gonna go. And like, I was working and saving, and my mom and my aunt drove me down here. My mom, my aunt, with my brothers and my sister, like they drove me down here. Like we all I packed all my stuff, and we stopped in South Carolina to see my grandfather, who was living there at the time. And
that's dope. That
yeah, bro,
the whole clan.
Like we drove down here, and my mom dropped me off at the hotel, which at the time. At the old, back in the day, WW4 had a wrestling hotel where all the wrestlers would stay.
Wrestling hotel?
It was a wrestling hotel where all wrestlers that was going to the school would stay there.
Oh, that motherfucker was dirty.
It was, and it was over there before the industrial. So when my mom and my aunt dropped me off, when my mom and my aunt dropped me off, it was, prostitutes and all this other stuff. And I'm from DC, so it's we don't have none of that stuff in DC. But it's
what?
DC. No, chill out. DC is rough. DC is rough. But my mom seeing something, she's like, "Oh my God, it's like I'm feeding him to the wolves." That's what she said. She was like, "It's like she was feeding me to the wolves," and she being dramatic.
I mean, that's mom.
That's mom. That's mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we drove down. We all drove down here, and I went into the hotel. I checked in and I said my goodbyes, and they drove back up, and I was just, and now I'm just, I'm on the independent circuit, and I'm just a squirrel trying to find a nut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like it's wrestling. I do know too, wrestling is not like a overnight success.
Right.
If that's the case, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Right.
And I'm gonna wake up and be
lit.
Dun, 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 you know what I'm saying?
With the truck.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be John Cena. We don't talk about it, but I know it just takes grind, and it happens for different, people at different times. Mm-hmm. So. It's been fun. It's fun. I can say I am like living my. I did it. There's a lot of people said I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But you can't listen to people like that, bro.
I had a friend tell me that like when I took when I fell on the mat that I was gonna like quit. One of my friends said that.
Man.
When I was in high school, he was like, and what's crazy enough is I'm sorry, let me cut you off. He was the one. He had told like my friend Kevin. He was saying how he was going like get hit and want to keep doing it, this, that, and the third. And then I just be like, well, look at the cards. He ain't even come.
Right. Man. Whack ass Kevin.
I wish him all the best though, you know what I'm saying? But it's just one of the things where it's like
he tried to hate on the movement, bro. You can't do it. It's supposed to lift your brothers up.
Man, bro. So right now I'm just, working. I'm just working. You know what I'm saying? You have to just work. You have to just stay positive. It's a
working team.
Working team, man. You gotta work. You gotta work for like everything in this life.
So tell me about the period between wrestling school and coming down here and linking up with the rest of the working team and the organization that you wrestle with now, and what that experience is like.
With the wrestling school, they would teach you how the proper way to wrestle. Mm-hmm. And it was like a graduating class of going out to like actually try to make a living off of it. Yeah. Because once you, I know for me it was I would train at the school for I was there. I was just training every day. It took me 3 months to get into the school show. Mm-hmm. Every Thursday they would do free school shows. And it would just be, free shows where people will come and we'll just, show off, our skills, try to get this character over that we want to do online. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And for the longest, I was just doing bookings, I was just doing shows there. And then, I went on, to graduating, quote unquote, when I went to go wrestle out of state for the first time with my trainer, and I got paid to it. And my trainer was like, once you get paid for it, you professional now, you know what I'm saying? And it was not because before then I've done gigs before where it was like dirt, you know what I'm saying? So, but that was the highest amount at that time. You know what I'm saying? When I first did it, I was going just to get my feet wet, just to experience wrestling in front of a different crowd.
You ain't about to get paid
behind his back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when I And then when I went out there and eventually like did it and I got paid over like the highest of my amount that time, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I bet. So, and once, as time goes on, you start to like, like I said, the business side of it, you just start to like learn how to, it's just like a regular job. You have to, be professional. You can't just get up there, slack, slack. You have to carry yourself as a professional if you want these big companies and everything to sign you and do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So, yeah.
So now, like, what's your goal? Like, what is your ultimate goal? Where would you like to be?
I want to go
as
to
a
the.
wrestler?
I want to go to the WWE.
Okay.
Yeah, like my ultimate goal is to get to the WWE.
And would you like to be a babyface or a heel starting out? Because like you'll probably end up being both.
Yeah.
At one point or another. But what overall?
Overall, I just want to be. I want the people to decide, bro. And I want when they see me on that WWE TV for the first time, I just want it to be right. I want it to be at the right moment, the right time, and I want the people to decide what they want, how they gonna view me.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So you have no like.
Oh well, I mean, if I had to pick, of course I'd be a bad guy. I mean, I love being a bad guy. My favorite wrestler was Edge. Is my favorite wrestler. He's a bad guy. He's the greatest bad guy.
You want to be like Stone Cold, a man of the people who's also a bad guy.
That's so big, yeah. And like I said, like. Through time and as I go through evolution with my career and everything, I'll evolve just like everyone else does. At the end of the career, I probably would be, hopefully one of the baddest, son of a bitches. Bruh. That would be lit, bro.
Cool.
Then we'll go back to this and be like, hey, you remember that? And be like, yo.
Man, and the fact that you chose wrestling is kind of crazy because wrestling is a real commitment. Like, I read Mankind's biography, or Mick Foley's biography, and he talks about touring for, 300. I mean, like not touring, working for like 360 days a year.
Yeah, bro. Like it's ridiculous, bro. Like and like back then, it was like way harder than it is now. I think now we have a advantage because of technology.
Yeah,
you can literally get 30 seconds of you doing something go viral.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to send tapes. Ain't no viral.
Bit. Yeah.
You get tapes. You know what I'm saying? Or sending tapes.
You have to make
I watched Edge's documentary, and he was saying how he had to send tape after tape. It wasn't just like how it is. Like, I can send it in a file. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So of course back then would be
now
way
you can
harder.
Instantly share your shit with somebody.
You know what I'm saying? And it just takes for the right eyes to see. Especially with people's attention spans. That's why wrestling is changing the way it is.
It's crazy how Mick Foley is. I mean, not Mick Foley. How smart.
You love Mick
Foley. No, but not smart.
Yeah. I got you.
How smart Vince McMahon has been about that. About, first of all, recognizing the people that have wrestled that can have places in the organization and promoting the right guys.
You'll be surprised how many WWE fans don't really know of other wrestling. Of independence and everything.
Yeah.
You'll be
like me and you kind of hit me to that world because I knew there was ECW. I knew about TNA. Yeah. But I don't really know much outside of that.
Yeah, and when I had to go back and when I had to kind of look it up, it was ROHs. It was ROH, PWG.
I don't know ROH.
Yeah, Ring of Honor. Yeah, PWG, ROH, CWF. That's North Carolina. PWX. It's a lot.
That's a lot of
and that's just some of them. You know what I'm saying? There's also ones on the West Coast and up north.
Gangs, nigga.
Gang with me. And it's just a whole new world. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole new world out there when you look at wrestling. And and Vince, knows that he's been doing it for so long at the top level.
Well, speaking about the top level, now we definitely need to talk about some of your favorite wrestlers and some of the dudes that directly inspired you. And your wrestling style. First, what's your wrestling style?
Oh man, I hate when people answer. When I don't want to say
still developing. You don't have to be you don't have to stamp that right now.
I don't want to say I have a select style. I just I don't want to say I just wrestle either. But I don't want to say I just wrestle either. But I mean, I guess my style would be more of a. I don't want to say high flyer because I don't do no types of jumping.
No top rope antics for you?
I mean, I do a mean ass frog splash and a goddamn.
You don't like the boy Rob Van Dam?
No. Ooh. It would never be like BDs. It would never be like RVDs, goddamn. But I do a cool elbow drop. But my wrestling style is kind of
brawler.
Tech brawler. Yeah. I guess if I had
You
to
just
pick.
built like a nigga that can that hit people on top of their head instead of in their mouth.
Yeah, I kind of do. I do cool moves, but I beat your ass. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I guess that we can say that.
I do cool
we can
moves,
say that.
but
I'll beat your ass. I do cool moves, I'll beat your ass.
That sounds like the title of your biography.
That'd be tight. I do cool moves, but I'll beat your ass.
So now
my favorite
wrestler.
My favorite wrestler is Edge.
Okay,
Is
and
Red
why?
Light Superstar.
Tell me why.
Edge is a master at psychology, and he is a master at connecting with like the people with their eyes, with like story. His eyes has
that
told.
Nigga looks like a valley girl with the long hair and all
his
that
eyes,
shit.
his eyes, bro. When he talks to you, when he vocalizes the pain and everything, you can see it in his eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, like Young Thug with the music. Okay.
And, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was. Like as a kid, seeing how like over the top and outlandish he was, like the rated R super. That's when I liked Edge when he was coming off of the Brood, going right into just Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian was gold. I loved them when he was with Edge and Christian.
Okay,
and when
ESC
like
was,
I loved that. It was the
ESC
comedy.
was tight.
The comedy gold was amazing. It was the greatest, probably some of the greatest TV. Like, and I'm just saying, some of the greatest TV. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Then getting on to his solo career, and as he started to go into the Radar Superstars, when I was like, yo, this dude, I love this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he was definitely personality.
And back then, bro, I was such like a nice kid. Like now I'm mean as fuck. But like I was such a nice kid. I know. See, I was such a nice kid, bro. I was such a nice kid, and like, people just always thought I did shit right, and I was just like, he was just different to me, bro. It was just like, yo, who is this? He comes out in smoke. He had like one of the hottest women, Lita was at the time.
Yo, Lita.
It was seeing that was just like, yo,
that's what we
this
disagree.
dude is so cool, bro.
There's Lita girls and there's Trish Stratus girls. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, no.
Yeah, Lita guys.
No, Lita guys and Trish Stratus guys.
Yeah.
And I am a Trish Stratus guy.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
I feel you.
She was like kind of thick in like the 90s when kind of thick and white women did not go.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, at the time, yeah, she was. And like even with Trish, when she had started, she wasn't like a good wrestler.
No,
but then as she left, she's arguably one of the greatest ever.
And speaking of that,
7-time women's champion.
Something I'm glad that like to have you here for is something that like a lot of women don't realize how well women are now being utilized in the WWE. Mm-hmm. Like they had the first all-female pay-per-view.
Yeah, and we could talk about the women in WWE too, but like women in general, like as far as like wrestling itself. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the best women wrestling today is on the independent circuit. If you ask me, the one on WWE, they are good. To be honest with you, they are good up there. But
like that big chick, who's she?
Nia Jax.
Yeah,
Nia Jax. Yeah, not
that's tight because she's not a typical body type. Mm-hmm. I think it's cool that you can see like thin,
it's very
athletic, like toned chicks, but also a heavier set chick who's able to do a lot with her body.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like if you saw a big stripper and she buzzing it down, like, ooh, she talented.
Big stripper,
Scripples.
Oh man, that's crazy. But yeah, like it's a good space. I do love the women, taking a stand and putting on some better matches than like the men, and like I said, not just focusing on the big boys, just all over, like in general. Mm-hmm. Like from it's been times where I've watched a show and a women's match will stand out to me just because like they're going in. You know what I'm saying? I love when wrestling is like going in and it's real, it's emotion and everything. I love that because it's just like you're sitting there and you're watching them tell a story with your body.
Well, yeah, it's like women are putting in the kind of work and telling the stories that people like matches like Taker and Mankind. I hate to bring up Mick Foley again, but the cage match. When he hit him with the chair, like 20, 30, like however many times,
and then it goes from
knocked out,
and it goes from that to women being in the cage,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And back then,
and really repping.
Yeah, back then if it's on TV, something sexist because that's like all they can do, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying?
Quote unquote.
And then that women's revolution came. It kind of like jumped a spark, not just in WWE, but in women wrestling in general. Like like my girlfriend wrestles. She's my girlfriend wrestles, and she's a great wrestler.
Give her a shout out real quick.
Yeah, shout out Kiera Hogan. That's her girlfriend. Yeah. Shout out Babe. She's on Impact, Pop TV.
Hey,
wait, no, it's not on Pop TV no more. I don't know what networks it's on yet, but we can find that out and put it in the credits.
That's dope.
She's a great wrestler on the independent circuit. Aja Pereira is another one. They're great. There's and right now I'm kind of a few drinks in, so I'm not gonna go down the list. But that's just like it just sparked a attitude out of all women. You know what I'm saying, to wrestle. And like I said, it was times where they just took a stand. I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman, but I can see from looking in, it's very, very good for the culture, for the wrestling culture. And if I was a little girl looking up, I would probably, I wouldn't be able to know how to tell people I want to be a wrestler, but seeing, the women come before her, it will make it easier. So you can always appreciate that. You can always appreciate like that. That's for the culture.
Yeah.
It's for the culture. I appreciate
it.
it, regardless of what type of company like it's for or whatever. It's for the culture.
Speaking of the culture, like wrestling, the video games are a big part of it. Yeah. Did you play the old school ones like Rise War on PlayStation and shit?
Yeah, I stopped playing the wrestling games in 2013. I just stopped playing them.
I only picked up the one in the past few years. It was WWE, but it focused on the Attitude Era and like in the story mode. I think.
Oh yeah, I think that was
you play as Steve. Austin, I did. And you start as his as him as Stunning Steve, and you go all the way through.
Yeah. And I've seen like a couple snippets. Played a couple times with that. I can't remember the first wrestling game that I had. Because I didn't have like a Sega Genesis. I didn't have a Nintendo 64. I didn't have none of that shit.
We had the NES. That was the first one. Then we had the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, no. I had the first game since I had was a PlayStation. Yeah. It was a PlayStation. But I had a GameCube. I've played Day of Reckoning. Day of Reckoning is a great video game. That's a great wrestling. That video game is lit. SmackDown versus Raw.
Yep, SmackDown versus Raw was
first
one I loved.
Yeah, SmackDown versus Raw. I love the first one. The one with Vince on it. That one's good. 06 is good. 07 is actually great.
Yeah.
08 is good. All those games are really good.
Yeah.
09's cool. 2010 is cool. 2011 is when that was the last best one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That was the best one.
Except for the Attitude Era when it came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, and the CM Punk one was cool. The Orton one was cool. Well, actually,
CM Punk is a terror. Like,
cool.
I lost respect for him as a wrestler because
you can't lose respect for Punk, bro.
Only because cool. He got he's not a great like fighter. Like
UFC fighter.
Yeah, he can't. Like,
well, we ain't talking about UFC. UFC for assassins.
That's true. But look at Brock Lesnar, man. Like Brock Lesnar is
a whole different breed.
That's true. That man.
Grown man.
I would love to see him fight Cormier.
Oh yeah.
That'll be lit. So you got any favorite matches that stick out? Like that like when you saw him?
Oh wait, I didn't even get to finish. Yeah. Well, my favorite wrestler of all time. Favorite wrestler of all time is Edge. I watch Shawn Michaels. I watch a lot of Shawn Michaels. I watch a lot of Chris Jericho, like WCW, right where he. Like,
I didn't even know Chris Jericho was in the WCW.
Yeah, he was in there. That's where coming from Japan and going to WCW, because he left WCW once when as WCW was on his way closing his doors. That's when WWF picked him up and everything. But he was killing it in the cruiserweight. Him, Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio.
I forgot about Dean Malenko.
You know what I'm saying?
I loved Rey Mysterio too.
Yeah, back then I watched a lot of them stuff, and it's just the chemistry and the psychology that those guys had. It clicked. It was crazy, and it was crazy enough. That's wrestling. That you look at WCW cruiserweight division right now. That's today's wrestling.
Was Eddie Guerrero a cruiserweight?
Yes.
Yep, I like Eddie Guerrero.
He was running it. Some of his best matches are him and Rey Mysterio have a classic match in WCW.
I'm gonna check that out. I've never seen that.
Don't quote me because, like I said, I'm too many drinks in.
Right.
But
for so.
But yeah, and yeah, I watch a lot. Yeah, and then to be honest with you, bro, when I watch wrestling, I kind of just Rich Swann told me one day that. And he was wrestling on WWE. He was in the Cruiserweight Classic, former Cruiserweight champion. He's on Impact now. We had a conversation one day, and he has said that, what type of wrestling do I watch? and I was like telling him, what types and everything. And he asked me like, why don't you watch all?
Right.
And when he said that, I was like, what? He was like, he watches everything, good or bad, no matter what type of wrestling, whatever, because it's just like
you're a real fan.
Not even a fan, because he's what I'm saying, but he's just like, that's how much he loves it, that's how much he studies it, and cares for it. So that's always stuck with me. So like I literally would get in, like we'll go home or go on my my phone on the Xbox and just type in wrestling, and I'll watch anything. You know what I'm saying? From collegiate to amateur to professional, no matter what, Japan, West Coast. It don't really matter which one. I would just watch it. Because, wrestling is so different. That's what makes it so cool, because you can be taught how to wrestle from so many different people.
Yeah.
With so many different styles and everything. And that's what makes it unique. I think wrestling is the greatest form of entertainment because you tell stories with your bodies. You can tell stories with your bodies. You can tell stories with your, of course, with your voice and everything. But you're a storyteller.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You're a storyteller.
I never really considered it like that.
Yeah, it's if people just think, oh, that it's fake, or that like, oh, you're doing this because they say it's fake and all this stuff. You ain't really hitting them and everything. And I can speak from experience. Like, no, you do get hit. Like, it hurts, but it's just you're a storyteller. You're telling stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. That is an incredible take that I never really considered, man. Wow.
Yeah, bro.
I like that.
Just gotta sit, just think, bro.
Okay.
And that's always how I thought it would. Like I said, once I started to understand like the business side of it, like you had to kind of like, and like psychology plays not just a big part of wrestling, but just in life. Mm-hmm. You got to, psychology. You had to have some psychology to do anything, pretty much.
That is definitely true.
You got to. That's why I say wrestling is just like life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's literally, you have to apply it to what it is and then go about it. Mm-hmm. Just like when you was fixing this, you had to apply like, okay, if I do it this way, it'll work like this. It'll sound like that. It'll sound way better like that because, you know what I'm saying? And you made it work.
And figuring out how to achieve the right sound.
With no psychology, you could do all that you did to fix it, but you'll probably just do some more wild shit. Like, throw some shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Throw some shit. You're just doing it just to make it, like, that cord would be all the way wrapped around this chair for it to sound. Well, you could have just did some other shit. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, shit. I like that take, man. But
thanks, bro.
Before we get up out of here, I'd like to ask everybody who sits down with me what's one thing that helps you live your best life? That you can impart that everybody could pick up on. One thing.
I listen to a lot of like rap music, and not like trap or like each. I don't listen, not a lot of that. I listen to like a lot of like hip hop and rap music, stuff that's just kind of like inspirational and kind of like on the grind, from the gutter type stuff. Even though I'm not from the gutter, the inspiration of it.
Get up, get out, like, get something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like my situation, or if I am in one. Or no, my situation is not as bad as what someone else could be, or what this person's telling me over this microphone when he's speaking, through the headphones. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I just look for inspirational rap and like hustler mentality rap, and like rap like, yeah, if you don't think I'm the shit, fuck you. I'm the shit. I don't give a fuck what you think. You know what I'm saying?
Meek Mill type hours.
Yeah, my favorite rapper is Lil Wayne, just because of like. Everyone says, like, you know how they compare the Waynes and, I like this Wayne instead of this Wayne or that Wayne. Regardless of what, you may not like it or whatever, he said he was the GOAT. He said he was like that. He made it, true that, yeah, I'm going to spit my stuff. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. In one of his songs in, is it Feel Me? Or is it, in Feel Me off the Carter 2. He says, if you don't, at the end of the song on Feel Me, he says, fuck you. He's like, if you don't like me, then fuck you and your shit. He said something. He said something like, if you don't like me, fuck you and your shit, and that's how I'm going to be, that's how I'm going to go down, something like that. And it spoke to me because it's like, well, damn, that person may not fuck with me, but this person might. Yeah. Or these five people may not fuck with me, but these two people do. That's well, fuck y'all, bro. I'm going to just do me then, because it's some people are fucking with it, and some people aren't liking it, but it gets a reaction. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even since then, like, he's just so cold, and it's just what he be spitting, it's just like, well, yeah, bro, like, I am. I'm going to get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got money on my mind. That's what's I'm going to drop the world. I'm fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's lit, bro. It's so lit.
So find you, so like...
Just find whatever, what I do. I just find something to take my mind off of the shitty times. Yeah. Because everyone has shitty times. Yeah. And a lot of people, when they have shitty times, they get down and depressed, like I do. And they think about crazy stuff. But you just have to pull yourself out of it and just realize that these dark times aren't forever. It's just only for like a simple moment. And regardless on what you do in your life, don't let nobody tell you not that you can't do it, or like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you want to do, like go fucking do it. My uncle used to say, if you want to be a Ninja Turtle, be the best fucking Ninja Turtle you could be, but just don't be the best that you could be at it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So going through dark times, whatever, I listen to music. I listen to Lil Wayne because it gives me
It pulls you up.
It gives me a sense of courage. It pulls me up from like me being down. Even I listen to him when I'm, tripping about a girl or whatever. I'll be like, I'll listen to some shit. I'll be like, damn, you really got me in my feelings right now. But I'm gonna get through it though, because he rapping, doing all this, and then at the end of the song, he on top of the world. Shit, like, I could do this. You know what I'm saying?
And you could be there too.
Yeah, you just gotta keep it going. Just keep your mind on positive shit. Cause trust me, all this negativity loves company. Misery loves company. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting with them.
Hey man, it's 2019. We
live your best life.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Have
man.
sex with a bad bitch, please.
Hey, every night. Well, my brother Owen Knight, the working team captain.
Yes,
shout out your socials real quick.
Follow me on Instagram at TWTCAPT. I'm on Facebook as Owen Knight, spelled with a K, not an N. I'm on Twitter as Owen Knight, TWTDC. I'm on Snapchat as TWTCAPT.
Okay.
There's a lot of CAPTs, but
it'll be in the link
for
the working team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alrighty, my man. Well, you got down. Stay black, stay blessed, stay highly favored, and we gonna get up out of here.
And this is probably after, MLK Day's probably over, but happy MLK Day.
Happy belated MLK Day.
Yes, sir.
To my people. Y'all take it easy now. Peace.